been almost 50 years since a female driver last competed in Formula One, in a Formula One race, but that could all be about to change thanks to our next guest, Susie Wolff.
Yeah, as the managing director of the F1 Academy and a professional racing driver herself, she's leading the call to get more women on the grid.
And today she's joining alongside one of the incredible girls that she's supporting, 12-year-old Sukhmani Khera, who's already had huge success on the track. Good morning to both of you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us. It's great.
Thank you for bringing the car as well. This is very kind of you.
Susie, can you tell us a little bit about the F1 Academy and when it was set up and its sort of origins and what you do?
Well, it was set up by Formula One, and the real goal was to provide an opportunity for young female drivers. There's obviously not many of us. I think participation has never gone above 5%, but in order for those the most talented to progress in the sport, we needed to increase participation. And F1 Academy, it's only for female drivers. It's junior motorsports on the ladder to Formula One, and it really allows us to identify and nurture young female talent in the hope that one can go on to race in Formula One day.
Right.
And Susie, what is it that because obviously you was a racing driver, what is it you spot straight away when you see the talent come along? What is it you can see?
Well, starting young, like Sukhmani, is a clear advantage because the earlier you start in any sport, the more chance you have of making it to the top. But what's lucky for us is that there's more and more young women competing, and you see it immediately. You know, if they've got the background and they jump in the car and they're quick. And interestingly, there's a lot more girls out there racing than we first anticipated. So not everyone makes it into F1 Academy. It's now getting harder and harder. We have 18 drivers this year, and I am really looking forward to it because we have some real talents coming through.
So in terms of the age that one can start, so if people are watching this at home, it's half term, and they're thinking, well, I want to do what Sukhmani does. How do I get into that? What's the sort of the best stage?
Well, it's starting in the world of karting, and really the first step is get to any kart track near where you live, whether it's indoor or outdoor, get there, find a few contacts and just get out in a go-kart. That's the first thing. And, you know, one of the sayings is very true, and I think you'll agree, Sukhmani, the more you drive, the quicker you get. It comes down to practice, like with everything. And then there's a very kind of clear pathway to follow to make it into single-seaters and then, you know, to make it into Formula One.
Wow. Susie, I have been on this road of karting. I've been all over the country with my son.
He loves it, doesn't he?
He absolutely loved it. He's kind of slowed down now, but I've been on this road and it ain't cheap. Is there any, like, way of helping some of these drivers who come into Formula One, the female ones?
Well, the great thing about F1 Academy, and that's thanks to Formula One, who give us so much support, we fully fund nearly the whole budget for the drivers, and each driver gets 2 seasons. And we managed to get all 10 Formula One teams on board in F1 Academy. So that means Sukhmani, for example, at the age of 12, has just been signed by the Alpine Academy programme.
It's unbelievable.
What an incredible opportunity. And that's something that we're so proud of because we have everyone on board trying to really help us. And it means that these young drivers have so much more opportunity than before.
Sukhmani, how did you get into it? So you love karting from an early age?
Yeah. So I used to watch a lot of Formula One when I was younger. I really liked watching Lewis Hamilton drive around the track. So my dad took me to Silverstone, and watching him win really inspired me then.
Yeah, great.
Well, congratulations on getting in the academy.
Unbelievable.
You're 12 years old. How are you going to juggle that with school as well, or what happens?
School are really supportive, actually. So when I take time off, they give me the work. So, yeah, school's really good with it.
And do people, like, when they see you get in the car, they think, oh, she's not going to be any good, and then you're actually really, really good?
Yeah, I think I surprised a few people, so, yeah.
Well, during the break, Susie said you are quick, right?
Well, I have got my scouts on the ground, and I got a message a little while ago saying, there's this little girl that nearly just qualified on pole and won, said, send me her details, and it was this young lady.
Wow. And so how Sukhmani will drive at 12, will she be driving exactly the same car as, say, Abby Pulling, who won last year? You know, I watched recently, she's unbelievable. Will she be driving the same car, or is it, like, does it go in stages in terms of how old they are?
You need to be 16 to be in F1 Academy.
Yep.
Everyone that gets into F1 Academy, unlike Formula One, the cars are all the same, so it comes down really to driver talent. So Sukhmani has to plan that in 4 years you need to be testing for us and hopefully getting into one of the spots. And then from this stage, which is Formula 4, there's Formula 3, Formula 2, and then obviously Formula 1. But Formula 1, regardless of gender, is incredibly tough to get into. There's only 20 spots on the grid, but we're hoping to see a female driver there one day soon.
And how are you coping with managing the team? Are you enjoying it?
Well, I have a great team around me and I really enjoy it. I mean, I've spent my whole life in this sport, and to see the opportunities that we're creating, to see these young women having so much opportunity...
So great.
It makes me really proud.
When do you think it's going to be when we see a female driver on the track alongside the men? When is it going to happen?
Well, I'm very ambitious, and I always like to think
How many
positive.
years? What would you say? Come on, Susie.
I would love to say in at least 5 to 10 years.
That would be amazing.
Do you think it could happen now if they just give someone a chance? Or do you think there's still levels that need to, like, to get from, you know, like you said, your Formula 4s to your Formula 1?
Whoever makes it into Formula 1 needs to be there on talent, because
Yeah.
it's so competitive that it can't just be because you're a girl you
No,
get the
sure.
opportunity. And we haven't got anyone racing in F2 and F3 just now.
Gotcha.
But we're sending the best onwards and upwards. So I
Yeah.
think if you look at the mid to long term, we're on the right trajectory to get someone there. It's just going to take a bit of time. But obviously, every year that we exist, every time we get more young drivers, we've just got so much more opportunity.
Sukhmani, how do you feel when you're in the car? Tell me exactly how you feel when you're driving. What is it you love about it?
I just really enjoy it, like the competitiveness and the speed, because you're racing like inches away from your competitors at over like 60 miles per hour. So, yeah.
And you've never had a fear of it, you know, you don't put the brakes on? I have been karting recently, and it's one of the most scary, it's quite scary.
Especially
and I know
so
I'm not
close
going
to the ground, aren't you?
So close to the ground, and you feel it in your neck as well.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have to do a lot of training as well?
Yeah, the week before I have a race, I try to do a lot of training and sim work, so that helps me physically when I'm in the car on the weekend. So.
And do you love beating the boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
That's the best bit, isn't
Susie,
it?
obviously you said practice makes perfect, but how much of this do you think is, like, pure, raw instinct, talent, nature, nurture, I guess, and how much can you coach?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think a lot comes down to the character. You need to have that thick skin. You need to be able to cope with failure, pick yourself back up, because in any sport, there's only ever one winner. So
Yeah.
you need to know how to cope with failure and really learn from your mistakes. So I think the character plays a big part. And there, I think gender doesn't play any role whatsoever. But then I think the earlier you start and the earlier you get into a very competitive environment like Sukhmani is now, it gives you a much better chance later down the line of being ready, because it does come down to, you know, that love of speed, that love of competition, the adrenaline, and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. You know, like you said, Alison, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You've got to be out there loving it and pushing yourself really hard.
We're looking forward to the Netflix drama as well, because
Oh,
obviously
God.
we can follow all this and see what's going to happen. And we are looking forward to your bright future, young lady.
That's going to be a game changer, isn't
Can't
it?
wait.
Netflix, I think, isn't it?
You know, if we can have just a fraction of the Drive to Survive success, I take it, because it's really the access we've given Netflix, because our drivers are not superstars yet.
Yeah.
They've really given lots of access. And even for me, seeing the rough cuts now, it's been really emotional. And I think it will be inspirational for a lot of people to follow these young drivers on their journey.
Oh, we're
Best
so
of luck.
excited. And that documentary's out in May.
Yeah.
We're very excited on Netflix. I love you know, when people, like, play back videos of, like, Lewis when he's younger?
Yeah.
We're going to be doing that for Sukhmani. I just
Here's
know
the
it.
first TV
we're gonna be
interview.
We're going to be playing this video back in the future. You never know. Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
us.
joining us.
Brilliant.
Hi,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.